Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Unreal Engine 5.8 Preview 1 has just released, and in this video we're going to be going over some of the major updates and new additions, things like a new gizmo tool, new editor quality of life and UI updates, to things like the content browser, the static mesh editor, and material editor. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first major change that we have here is the new gizmo tool. So if I actually select this object in our level here, you can see that the gizmo tool is completely redesigned. So instead of having, more thicker arrows, they've kind of thinned things out here. But the major difference is if I actually drag on one of the arrows and move it up, you can see that we have sort of this preview. We can see, the starting position of where I dragged the object from. We can see the end position, but it also tells us the units. So it says 80 centimeters, we're moving this 90, then we're up to 1 meter. 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So it kind of gives you a precise preview of where you're moving your object, but this is also going to be very useful for designing your levels, especially if you want to know exactly how many units you're moving the object, by. So not only can you move it in each direction, you also have these little boxes in between, which allow you to sort of move it in those two axes at the same time. So we have, the Y and the X, we can move it like so, and just like that. You can also grab it in the middle and move it in all directions. That's nothing new to 5.8, but we also have a new rotation gizmo. So if I press E, we have sort of like this sphere rotation gizmo. So this outer sphere, you can see, I don't know if you can see this in the video, we have sort of like this outer white sphere, which basically always faces the camera. What that does is if I rotate it, if I drag and rotate it, you can see we can rotate this object depending on where I'm looking. So it's sort of like a screen space rotation gizmo. Okay, so wherever I'm looking at the object, this little outer sphere will let me rotate the object depending on that rotation. Now we have, of course, the axes rotation tool. So if I grab the red circle, that will rotate on the X. We have the green, so that's the Y, and the Z over here, the blue. Okay, it also shows us how many degrees we're rotating it, so we can kind of get a preview. We have negative, 60, all the way to positive, and basic rotation tools. Now, a neat thing about this is if I can actually zoom out, I can grab an angle and I can actually drag this out here. Okay, so if I have a larger object, I can basically just grab my tool and rotate it just like so. So pretty neat little feature there. I think it's supposed to be a lot more like Blender, but yeah, let's go and check out the scaling gizmo. So if I press R, that gives us these boxes for our scale. Again, same thing. If I hover over one of the boxes, we can now see the scale preview, the units, how much we're scaling it, 1.92 times 2x, 3x, and we can also grab in between two axes at the same time if we want to scale it like so. So again, very useful, and you can grab the middle sphere to scale it uniformly. Okay, so along with this, the gizmo tool also allows you to move the object off of the screen. So if I move this all the way over here, it continues to let me move the object off the screen even though I can't see the gizmo. Also, I can do it in the same direction, so you can see the units keep going up. So that's just a neat little feature, because in 5.7 over here, this is the old gizmo tool. As you can see, it kind of stops you from moving the gizmo or the object past the screen viewport. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, this is the old rotation, the old scaling, and the old movement tools. So yeah, I think, in my opinion, the new movement gizmo that shows us the actual units is going to be a lot more helpful for, perfect placement, placing objects and rotating them at certain variables or increments. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. And before we continue on into the video, I wanted to quickly tell you about my new Unreal Engine 5 beginners course. Want to go from zero experience to building 4 real games in Unreal Engine 5? In this course, you'll build 4 complete games step by step, a 2.5D Crossy Road style game, an obstacle course game packed with gameplay mechanics, a 3D puzzle platformer, and a full-fledged zombie first-person shooter game created completely from scratch. You won't just be watching tutorials, you'll actually learn blueprints, player movement, UI systems, enemy AI, weapons, puzzle mechanics, and real optimization techniques, all while actually building playable projects. each game builds on the last, so you always know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and every project is optimized to run at over 100 plus FPS on the Steam Deck at native resolution, no upscalers, and the default graphics settings. You can pick up the course right now at a special launch discount. Make sure that you grab it soon as the price will increase later on, and if you're ready to finally learn Unreal Engine 5, click the link in the description below and start building your very first game today. Okay, some other quality of life fixes and features in 5.8 is if you go under Edit, they've added a brand new keyboard shortcuts separate window. Okay, so previously the keyboard shortcuts, you'd have to go into editor preferences. So over here in 5.7, you'd have to go to editor preferences and, search for keyboard shortcuts, and you'd have to scroll through all of these and navigate it through that. But now in 5.8, you just go to edit keyboard shortcuts. It will pop open a window and you can adjust all of the keyboard shortcuts you'd like. Another thing that they've changed is in the editor preferences. If we actually go into this, they've added a lot more updates in here. Mainly, you can see we can actually filter and close the different categories over here. So we have general, level editor, content editors, privacy, plugins, which is very nice because in 5.7, you don't have under the editor preferences here any way of closing a category. So you have to just scroll through this entire list or search through it. Whereas in 5.8, you can just expand a category and select whatever you need here. So it makes it a lot easier, but they've also done the same changes to your project settings as well. So you can see we can unexpand different project settings. So let's say I want to go into platforms, Windows, very quick. Whereas over here in the project settings, if I want to get to the Windows, I have to scroll all the way down, platform, Windows, click on that like so. So just a lot quicker, more quality of life features to, editor preferences, project settings, and keyboard shortcuts. Now, another major change is the preview window. So if you actually go into the content browser and open up a mesh, let's say we want to open up this cube over here. Okay, one thing you'll notice is the preview window over here has this floor grid texture. So you can actually fully customize this grid. Now in 5.7 and below, we can do the same exact thing. We can't customize it, but we can see if I open up this cube mesh, we have this floor. Okay, there's no texture on it and we can't adjust it. But in 5.8, if you go to your window and open up the preview scene settings over here, we can actually adjust things like the environment, the floor mesh, the grid. So if I change this to a darker grid texture, just so we have a lot more contrast, this will actually save it for all assets. So if I go ahead and close out of here, and let's say I open up this ramp, okay, you can see that we've adjusted and changed the default preview floor, but it also works for skeletal meshes. So if we go into meshes over here and open up skeletal mesh, we have this nice little preview floor for our preview window. Another thing that they've updated is the materials as well. So if I go and browse to, say, this material over here, open up the material editor, over here they've added these new preview shapes, mainly this shader ball over here. So we've added a couple of other additional things. So this shader ball, you might have noticed this from the old starter content pack. Basically, you can preview your material on the shader ball, but also in addition to this, you can change what material slots you want to apply the material to. So for example, if I want to apply this material and preview it on all of the material slots, I can select all, but I can additionally select specific slots. So if I want the outer, but also the UE logo, I can apply the material like that. Let's say I only want it to be in the inner, like that. We can kind of see how the material applies on certain cracks, how it looks in certain cracks and crevices, just like that, which is really neat. This brick icon that allows you to set it to a custom mesh, that's not anything new. So if I go ahead and show you that real quick, pretty much just those couple of buttons, but also the preview window, you can see that you can adjust and have a custom grid texture just like this. Okay, so those are just some additional changes to the material preview window as well as the static and skeletal mesh editor preview windows. Another subtle difference is if we go into the content drawer, they've actually cleaned up the asset create window over here. So if you right click in the content browser, they've removed a couple of options up here. There used to be in 5.7 over here, a add Quixel content, add fab content. So they've removed those options over in 5.8. But also in addition, in 5.7, if you wanted to create a data asset or a data table, you have to go over to miscellaneous and scroll through all of these. Well, in 5.8, they've added a brand new data category over here. So you just go over to data. Then we have, data tables and data assets. Okay, so you don't have to go to miscellaneous anymore. So they've kind of organized and cleaned up the different categories over here. So yeah, those are some of the major differences and major changes in Unreal Engine 5.8 to things like the UI. Mainly just quality of life updates, nothing major. So yeah, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on the new gizmo tool, on some of the editor preferences, the new preview window grids, all that stuff. Let me know down in the comments down below. And as always, I'll be making some more Unreal Engine 5.8 update videos covering over some of the new features. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. And that's pretty much it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.